Feels like work is consuming you,
I
right?
feel I'm working consistently, but
You're
there is no
continuously
value in
working.
whatever work I'm doing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm not able to produce anything.
yeah. So you feel a little uneasy about being productive also, and at the same time you're saying you're carrying a lot of stress also, right?
Yes, a lot of stress because of there are deadlines, there are some solutions I have to
Sure,
figure out.
sure, sure.
So I'm continuously engrossed in that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you about a practice that you could make a part of your life. But before that, I just want to give you a small analogy and explain to you how stress works and what actually starts to happen. When we are working, we are continuously like in the throes of work. We are going through one task after another task. We are just, one meeting is over, there are emails to address, that's over, the next thing. And by the time you've moved to the end of the day, you're like, what did I really do today? And it has completely consumed me, right? That's what you're saying, right? So there's a larger answer in terms of how we can have a perspective on life, and that we will figure out as we work through the details or the philosophy of this practice of mindfulness and understanding. But let me give you something simple, easy to understand, and practical to do for right now. So, think of yourself as this analogy. There's a pot, and the whole day, water is being filled in that pot. At some point of time in the day, that pot is going to overflow. That is your time when you start to feel overwhelmed. But you never think, let me empty this pot. You only continue to put water and it keeps overflowing. And you continue and you go through this day after day, week after week. Can you imagine the extent of overwhelm you're carrying in your system? And you have to understand that when you're working, it's not just your mind that is caught up in that work, your body is also dysregulating. Dysregulation means the body also is getting tight, uneasy, it is responding to the stress in a very stressed out way. So one method that mindfulness teaches us is how to empty this pot, how to reset. And a few things, very simple things can be done to reset. Okay. One practice is the practice of grounding. Even as I'm speaking to you, maybe you can just try and bring your attention to, let's say, a few sounds. Just now. You asked me a question, it's over. The question is over. Now, there's no question, the question went off. Right now, as you're speaking to me, can you just bring your awareness to sounds? Now, when you let this go, and you bring your awareness to what you can hear, and maybe you can bring your awareness to, let's say, the most far away sound at this point. You have allowed yourself to reset. You've allowed your body to settle down. You're not carrying the question into the next moment, even though I'm answering your question, you see. Similarly, between tasks at work, a very good practice is grounding. You can bring your awareness to sounds. You can bring your awareness to your feet, literally touching the ground with your feet. So you put two feet on the ground, just feel the ground underneath your feet. You can bring your awareness to just 3 breaths. In this moment, just these 3 breaths are important. Now what starts to happen? When you bring your awareness to your feet, or to the breath, or to the sounds, what starts to happen is you're telling your brain, this is a moment of no stress. You're actually training your mind, you're training your brain to understand that if I can breathe now, if I can bring my attention to sounds now, there is no work right now. This is a moment of no stress. Then your brain starts to recognize that and your body starts to ease off and regulate. Even as I'm talking to you, you must be noticing that your body feels a little more settled. Do you notice that? Yeah. So, this is the power of recognizing that in this moment, between two tasks, I am just here for maybe 30 seconds. Instead of taking this pause, what we do is from one task to the next, we carry the task. There is no pause, there's no reset. So now, one practice is grounding by touching the feet on the ground, breathing, hearing the sounds. The other practice, very useful, let's say you're going into a meeting. When you walk to the meeting, let your mind fully focus on walking. Then what will happen is, by the time you reach your meeting room, that duration of walking is a stress-free duration. We are trying to help the brain recognize that actually it is not continuous. There are places where we can reset, where we can pause, we can do things with awareness, and these are existing in our day, except that our mind carries work between one task to the other. And there's an overall background voice saying, oh God, there's so much to do. Oh God, there's so much to do. So that combination is probably what is even adding to the stress. I am not at any point saying that the situation is not stressful or that work is not stressful. Of course, it has its own stress. But can you do something? I think so. This, I think, is a good practice for you to do. And what will help is for you to do it consistently. Do this many times a day. Recognize that there are pauses between work. Ground again and again and again. It's a brilliant practice to bring mindfulness and awareness to moments of no stress. Does that answer your question? Okay. Hope you practice it a bit.